Hi, I'm Vicki Brenner. I'm the local history specialist with the Ingersoll Library. I'd like to spend a few minutes today just showing you a little bit about how to search the history of your house or your property, which is a question we often receive at the library. And there's some new resources that I'd like to highlight that may assist you in finding that information. Right now, I'm at the library website. I'm at ocl.net. So if you'd just like to follow along with me, I can give you an idea about how to perform those types of searches. We have a dedicated local history section to our website, and I'm just going to choose that now. We have organized our resources geographically, and we're going to use Ingersoll as an example today. So I'm just going to choose that. On the Ingersoll page, you'll see many different types of resources that could assist you in searching for people or property or businesses. And we're going to touch on some of those after we do a little practice search using the Ontario Land Registry database. Now, they have digitized some of their records and placed them online, and it's free to use unless you want certified copies, which you can download from them at a cost. So I'm just going to choose our Ingersoll Land tab, and you'll see all kinds of map resources that we've provided and digitized on this section of our website. I'm just going to choose Onland, which is the land registry database. So it's not overly intuitive to use, which is why I thought maybe doing a video tutorial may be of assistance. The initial search we want to do is to search only the Oxford Land Registry office. So what I would suggest you do is type in Oxford, and that's going to allow us to see what resources are available in Oxford. And another thing I like to do is have two windows open in this database. We want to search initially using the property search function, and then we're going to go to the historical books feature, which is going to allow us to see past owners of our home and property details. The type of information that you're going to get from this search is previous owners, which a lot of people may find interesting to then go forward and learn about the people that built their home or lived in their home for many years. And we definitely have the family history people type searches that would allow you to go ahead with that type of search. So I'm just going to choose property. And what we're hoping to find here is sort of locating the property we want to search on a map. So I'm going to choose map. And because we're in Oxford, this should be a curated list of geographic areas in Oxford. We're going to pick Ingersoll. And really, you just need to put anything in this requested by field because it won't allow you to go by without it. So it's just going to pull up the map that shows Ingersoll, and your mouse wheel will allow you to zoom in quickly, and you can also drag it around. So it's just going to load the Ingersoll map where we can sort of get some information to go further. Often people want to search the boundaries of your property. That's sort of a different function. What you're going to be seeing here, as I said, is a list of previous owners and what dates your property changed hands, etc. So we're going to continue to zoom in here to our example. And we're just waiting for it to, we're looking for some numbers here that will allow us to go further with our search. We're interested in this property right here. Some of you may know it as this house, which is at the corner of Earl and Francis Street. That's the northwest corner. So we're going to do a little test on this house with the Belvedere. And so I've located the parcel on my map. And what the three sort of pieces of information we need to know to go further with this is the plan number. So most of Ingersoll is plan number 279. So I'm just going to zoom in a little further here. And let it load. The next piece of information we need is the block number. So we have plan 279, block 15, lot 4 is what we want to go ahead with. So, I mean, you can zoom in further, but that's really as far as the information will go. Is sort of for free. You can print the map. You can certainly get some other information, but it's fairly limited on the free access of what they give you. So we're just going to go to our historical books page. So 27915 lot 4. I'm going to open a new tab from Onland in Oxford. I'm going to leave that map open in case we need to refer to it. So historical books is going to take us to where we can research our property. So we're going to put our plan in there, 279. We're going to put our block 15, and we're going to search books. So this is where it's showing you the book and what is contained within that book. We're going to view details. Now there's 400 pages in this book, so it is a little bit tedious to look through them, but we're just going to zoom right into our page. So the digitization project, I feel, wasn't exactly a success because I feel like the quality could have been far better than what it is. But I wonder if that's as far as the free aspect goes. If you decide to purchase an abstract, purchase a document related to this property, the quality may in fact be quite a bit better. So these tools on the side will allow you to zoom in on this image, turn it if it's not oriented correctly, and full screen it. So the first owner of this house, is what we want to determine, the house at Earl Street. So this is where it's telling you, this is the part that you'll need to pay attention to. You need to make sure you're on the correct lot number, and then it's giving you other ways to orient to make sure you have the correct document. It's saying this is block 15, which we already determined, and that it is north of Francis Street. So just be aware at the top of the page is where you're going to sort of finalize that you are on the right property. So I'm going to continue to zoom in here until, and you can drag it around here. So I'm sure you can tell right now that the quality isn't what it could be. So Smith Payne Logie was one of the first and likely the builder of that house. The original owner owned, it's hard to determine what that is, whether it's 75 acres. But it came through his wife's family, Imogen Logie, wife of Smith Payne Logie. So you can see how many, and there's your date right there. I'm assuming that says 1866. And 1873, Logie owned it. So it's going to continue all the times this property changed hands over the years. See, we're into the 1900s here. Continuing to 1946. And at the bottom of the screen is where you can page ahead and continue still on the same property, lot 4, up until 1975, or sorry, 78, after which they're likely, it doesn't continue past that point anyway. So here is where you can add this page to obtain a certified copy for $2. So if we I just want to go back to the Oxford County Library site and look at some of our mapping. These are fire insurance maps that can add further detail. This 1913 map is quite nice because it's colored. These were put together by fire insurance underwriters to give information about structures in a fire. And every building is color coded, and this key gives you some information about what those colors mean. So I'm just going to go to page 8 by the look of it to look at our test house. You can see here all of the core area of Ingersoll is represented on this map, and the key will allow you to go to the correct page. And that looks like it has our, maybe it has our house on it. Anne Francis. See sheet 5. But the core area, actually, I'll just do that while I'm here, actually has what businesses were there in 1913. So there's the property right there. Showing that it once had a porch on it. So you can look at all of our various maps that could provide you information on your property in Ingersoll. Other types of resources, we have town directories. For instance, this one. So they're keyword searchable. They've been digitized to make that available to search using the function Control F. So we could search Logie. Oh, maybe he's not in that one. 1908. There. Let's just go down here. So what this, in 1908, it would have predated addressing. Addressing didn't exist then. Your house number didn't exist. The way that was oriented. So there's our Smith Payne Logie, who lived in that house for a time, saying he's the manager of Logie & Co. And his home, denoted by the H, was on the west side of Thames, 6 north of King. So by 1908, he had moved on to a new home. He was the manager of a boot and shoe store, that kind of thing. So the directories can be interesting for family history. Just going to go to our newspaper indexes. That's another source of family history or local history. So there's Smith Payne Logi's wife, Imogen. What we've done here is obits, marriage notices, that type of thing. So it's going to give you a little bit more information about Smith. We also maintain large cemetery databases. This one is completely pictorial. A concerted effort was made to photograph all of the interments. So, and they're just searchable by last name. So that's just a really brief overview of the types of information that are available concerning searching property or people. These are two other possibilities: History of Ingersoll and Local History Book Indexes. We also have a historical photo gallery, which contains tons of information about the history of Ingersoll itself. Now, if you'd like further information about this or more of a more detailed overview about searching people or places in Ingersoll or Oxford, please contact me. I am at this email, localhistory@ocl.net. We can also set up an online web tutorial using WebEx. I can share my screen with you at home, and we can work on some of your research projects. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to hear from you soon. All the best.